Hello, this is Rocky Patel with ProductLifestyle.com, and today I want to talk about generating lots of good karma through massive service. And there's many ways to do service. You just have to find the ones that are good for you and your schedule and that you can do consistently. And you want to choose the ones you get the most bang for your buck. Like for the amount of good karma that's generated by all the time you put into the activity. Like say if you're I don't know, there's certain activities. Like say you're delivering, one of the ways I used to do service is we deliver food to old people. Like there'd be this old grandma living by herself or something, and you just go there with the bag of food, walk up to the door, and you hand deliver the food to them. And I remember when I did that, I was like, wow, it feels pretty good. There's a rush of energy, especially when you bless and pray over the food. And we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. And you would deliver food to, I don't know, 5 people, in wherever the shift was. Say it was a 2-hour shift, and then you'd have to drive to the place and pick up the food. So you could spend 3 or 4 hours easily to feed those 5 people, which is good. It's it's good. Or say if you were spending the same amount of time and you went to a soup kitchen, and they're all over the place, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These things are always going on. You just have to find out where they're at and times. And say one of the places I used to go for lunch every day, not to eat but to serve food, they were feeding 500 meals every day, Monday through Friday. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of people. And it was still the same 2 hours, and I still have to drive 30 minutes each way. But the good karma generated by that activity is much more than the activity, the karmic, good karma activity generated by feeding 5 people. Because see, when you go in there, the secret is, the key to maximizing the good karma is you have to bless all the food and drinks or water, whatever it is, and you don't have to make a big deal about it. But when I was in the, there doesn't have to be a whole ritual and all this crazy arhatic invocation and all this stuff. You quietly say a prayer. Sometimes they say it in a group, but you just quietly say a prayer. And I used to use a spoon, a metal spoon, like a magic wand. In the soup kitchen was a long spoon, metal spoon, and I would just wave that around, and people didn't know, they didn't think twice about it. I'd wave it over the food, stick in the food, wave, stir stuff up, and be energizing at the same time. So if you want to cleanse, energize food, you just invoke, and then you cleanse everything with green light, violet light, electroviolet light, and then just bless everything with white energy at the end. So you don't want to make it such a high vibration that people can't feel the energy. When it's stepped down a little bit, that people can feel it much more. And this blessing is similar to the I think they call it the Eucharist, where you get this cracker or you get this piece of bread or whatever, and you drink blessed wine and stuff like that. These things were blessed with spiritual energy. And so when you bless the food, the good karma is magnified exponentially. Versus just, you going in there and serving the food and then you're done, right? Yeah, there's good karma in that. But when you're blessing the food to go along with it, then now the good karma is even magnified even more. And say you found another place that you could serve the same 2 hours of time, but you might be, they might be feeding Well, like the one example is like the place I'm going right now, Harvesters. It's a massive warehouse, massive. They got like 10 forklifts running around in there. I mean, it's massive. And they're feeding out of there 70,000 people a week. It's about 10,000 a day of people that are like benefiting from the activity that's happening in this place. And it takes like hundreds, if not thousands, of volunteers to distribute all the food and to make it happen and collect it. And they got paid employees and all that stuff too. But the same 2 hours of time, I mean, say if I was just to go in there and I was to do what the normal volunteers do, is they go in there and they sort food, where it comes in these big barrels, where it's donated at the grocery store, and the barrels are brought here, and we sort it into like bins, and then they box those into like boxes of food later, and then give them out to like these different agencies, different places where they're distributed. And it's really good karma, like massive good karma going in there. But say like while I'm there, right, like normally the volunteers are like sorting food and one can at a time, but like I like to use the pallet jack thing, moving like pallets around up in there, like pallets of stuff. So like the people that benefited, like thousands of people. But the real secret is like we have all the food blessed. All these 10,000 people a day are eating blessed food, right? So guess a little good karmic royalty comes back to me, hopefully, right? I mean, that's the whole intent of the service, is like you get some good karma back. And so not only I'm doing that to be like a good karmic magnifier, I'm also like playing like like the mantras of Master Chogyam Tsui, while I'm there. And I don't know, like, yeah, this when you get there, you can play the mantras silently, quietly. Because a lot of these places are in the city, or they're in like, could be the bad part of town, not necessarily. But like when I used to do all of these soup kitchens every day, I would be playing mantras the whole time. And usually like the Lakshmi mantra, because it like roots you to the earth, right? But I was doing things you're not really supposed to be doing, like driving around playing mantras. But I know people do it anyways. But just I would recommend the Lakshmi mantra, if you're going to be doing that, because it roots you, right? If you're driving around playing the Om, it's like, you might not be rooted, so it's not such a good idea, unless you were to stop the car and then like do it, and then But anyways, the karmic magnifier on top of all of the service, wherever I'm going, I always have like some mantras playing. It could be the Gayatri mantra, it could be the Om Mani Padme Hum, the Lakshmi mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, the different Oms. And it purifies wherever you go, not just the building you're in, but the whole area. And depending on what you're playing, I mean, it could be a whole region. And some of the stuff is like, could help raise the vibration of like very, very big area, very, very far. I won't say how far, but like really, really far. Like the whole country. But so anyways, the key is to like find ways that serve you, and then you could serve that way. Because it's all about like, if something is too hard or doesn't fit your schedule, you won't stick to it. And the way to do massive service is you have to meditate a lot. Do a lot of meditation and then go do service. That's how you spiritually evolve, like evolution, spiritual development. Because a combination of doing massive service with like Arhatic meditations, or like any type of meditations that expand your aura, when you combine the two, it's just like exponentially, spirituality just takes off. All right, check out PronicLifestyle.com, or you can email me at rocky@PronicLifestyle.com. Have a good day.